Happy Wednesday, everyone. Today we're going to be working on a math lesson. So for all you moms, it is lesson 140. And the supplies that you will need are a dry erase marker and a dry erase board, but if you don't have those, that's okay. You can use a paper and pencil, perfectly okay. And then we also need manipulatives. If you have Unifix cubes, that would be awesome, but if not, just any sort of manipulatives that you can find. I didn't have any at home. I've donated all to school, so I ended up painting rocks. So I have 10 of one color, 10 of a second color, and 10 of a third color. So that's what you will need. 30 altogether, 3 groups of 10. So you can gather those supplies, pause the video, and then we can start our lesson. So today we're going to be adding numbers. I'm going to write my equation on the board real quick. So let's look at this equation. How many addends are in this number? That's right, there's 3. 1, 2, 3. We have 3 numbers that we are adding together. So I can write my equation horizontally like this, but I can also write my equation vertically, and I will still get the same answer. So when we're adding numbers together, especially when we're adding 3 addends together, there are different strategies that we can use. So it does not matter if I start at the beginning and add this way, or if I start at the end and add that way. It doesn't matter what order I add my numbers together. I will still end up with the same answer. So some different strategies that we've talked about in the past is maybe choosing numbers to add together first that make a 5. So let's look at this equation and see if there are 2 numbers that we can add together to make a 5. That's right, 2 plus 3. So we would pull those 2 numbers down and add those 2 numbers together first. And once I have that answer, I can add my third number. So another strategy we've talked about is trying to make a 10. 10s are fantastic. So let's look at these addends though and see if we can make a 10 somehow. No, we can't really make a 10 with any of these addends. So the third strategy we're going to talk about today is adding doubles together. So do we have any doubles? Yeah, we do. We have 2 3s. So we could add those 2 numbers together first and then add our third addend. Either way, my answer will be the same because we talked about it doesn't matter what order we add those numbers together in. Our answer will always be the same. All right. So let's go back to the strategy. Let's add these 2 to make a 5 and find our final answer. So 2 plus 3 equals 5. So let's add 5 plus 3 more. So what is 5 plus 3 more? That's right, it's 8. Good job. So on this one, maybe, off to the side, we'll add our doubles together. 3 plus 3 equals 6. So let's add our third addend together with this number, 6 plus 2 more. What is that one? 8. So we see it does not matter which numbers we add together first, our answer will still be the same. Okay. That was a good warm-up. So let's do that same thing with some other equations. Let us look at these 3 addends. All right, so we have some different options for this one. So I'll let you guys choose which strategy you want to use on your whiteboard or on your piece of paper. So you go ahead and do yours. All right, so I'm going to add my doubles together. 4 plus 4 equals 8. 8 plus 1 more equals 9. So some of you may have chosen the other two addends because those make a 5. And 5 plus 4 more equals 9, which is still the same answer. Good job, guys. All right, let us do one more. I'm going to do one more. My 3 addends are 2 plus 3 plus 5. I'll let you guys choose a strategy. All right. I think there's only one that we can choose here. If we add the 2 and the 3 together, what do we get? That's right, 5. And then we have an easy equation. Now we have doubles. 5 plus 5 more is 10. Great job. All right, so now we are going to use those skills. Actually, before we use those skills for our word problems, we're going to talk about another strategy we can use when we have 3 addends, and those addends are the exact same number. So that's repeated addition. We are adding the same number together over and over again. We really don't need to pull down the first answer and then add the third addend. All we need to do when we have the same number over and over again is skip count, which all of us know how to do. So let's practice doing that with this equation. So we have 2, 4, 6. 2 plus 2 more is 4, plus 2 more is 6. So as you can see, all we're doing is skip counting. So let's do it with 5s. We're going to do the same thing. It's repeated addition. It's the same addend over and over again. And we can skip count. We know how to count by 5s. 5, 10, 15. And we'll do one more. Another one that I know you guys know how to count. We know how to count by 10s. So same thing, repeated addition. It's the same addend. No need to pull numbers down. We can count by 10s. 10, 20, 30. Perfect. So now we will use those skills. All right, so our first word problem, and we're going to draw some pictures to create a little picture. We have seals first. So we have 8 seals swimming. So I'm going to put a little pool right here. So my seals that are swimming are going to be my blue ones. All right, so 8 seals are swimming. 2 of my seals are playing with a beach ball. I'm going to do green for those guys. Then I will have 2 more seals that are just sunbathing. I'm going to put them on some towels down here. Those are going to be my orange guys. Okay, so let's go over our story. There are 8 seals swimming, 2 seals playing with a ball, and 2 seals sunning themselves on towels. How many seals are there all together? Okay, so let's go over all of our strategies for a word problem. First, we have to decide, well, what is the question? What are they asking us? So they were asking us, how many seals are there all together? That's our question. Now we need to decide, well, what information were we given? Well, we have 8 seals in the pool, 2 seals playing with a ball, and 2 seals sunning themselves. So now we need to decide, well, what are we doing? What are we going to do with those numbers? So a perfect way to do that is to see, well, are there any keywords in that question? And there was one keyword that I was thinking of as I was reading that question. I'm going to see if you guys can think of that keyword. That's right, all together. All together. That keyword tells us that we're adding those numbers together. All right, so let's write our equation. We have 8 seals in the pool, plus 2 seals playing with the ball, plus 2 seals sunning themselves. Okay. So now let's look at that equation. Let me move my extra seals off to the side. That way I have a little bit of room to work. So we talked at the beginning of the lesson about different strategies that we can use. So looking at this equation, what strategy could we use to find the answer for adding these 3 add-ins together? I think that's the best one. Let's add 8 and 2 together to make a 10. Remember, 10s are awesome. It is so easy to add a number to a 10. So here we have 8 plus 2 more is 10. Now we need to add our extra 2, 12. So how many seals do we have all together? 12. So let's ask ourselves too at the end, does that answer make sense? Yeah, that makes sense to me, looking at those seals. And honestly, I can count up the seals too to check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Perfect. Great adding, guys.